What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the long-awaited DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys, the Martian Manhunter. Now, this is the DC Rebirth version, which is not my ideal version, but I actually like this suit more than I thought I would, and it works for many different kinds of Martian Manhunter. I already have one big complaint with the figure, but everything else about it is pretty much perfect, because I did get a chance to play with him a little bit, so, you know, whatever. But you get to see DC Multiverse, Martian Manhunter, DC Rebirth. On the back, you get that product image, which kind of makes him look like he has like big chest hair. I don't know. But on the bottom, you get all these other figures, which I have this one, and this one. And I had this one, but I used it as custom. On the other side, you get Martian Manhunter. At the top, Martian Manhunter. There is the barcode. I got mine off of Amazon. I don't know if he's still available, sold out, whatever, but he did ship really, really early. And I'm very, very happy about it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and pop this guy open. So, taking John Jaon, or John Jaon, I forget, how to actually pronounce it, but take John out of the packaging here. This is a lot better of a figure than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I have one thing that I'm hiding right now that I don't like, which you could probably tell already. And if you know anything about me or my channel, you'll know what I'm going to complain about. But other than that, little minor inconvenience. For the DC Rebirth version of Martian Manhunter, this is really good, and there's a lot to like about this figure. So why don't we go ahead and let me explain what those are. One of them being this head sculpt. I love the exaggerated eyebrow, like furrowed brow. I love the alien-esque head. I think that's an awesome head sculpt, very unique for him. The upper torso looks good with this overlay on it. I think this is glued to him, but it might just be like a regular body. I don't know if it pins in anywhere, so maybe they could reuse this for something else. Not quite sure who, but I'd be down for it. There's great texture all over. I mean, some swappable parts of like him using his powers, like shape-shifting and things like that would be really cool. Like maybe a tentacle hand would have been really cool, but like maybe just a fist hand. Guys, let's get it out of the way. I don't like when they have gripping hands for things that he's not gripping. Literally, I was showing my friend this in my earlier today when I first got him, and he goes, why does he have grip hands? He's supposed to hold something? And I went, nope. So, and he doesn't collect toys. So, it's not just me. People out there don't understand why. So what are you gonna do for this version? Usually, classic, he has a blue cape, but he has a purple one for this. But I think that works good, and I like him with the black pants. I think it looks really cool. What I've preferred a classic version with like the blue trunks, the yellow things here, the blue strap with the blue cape, and then like basically he's naked with the red boots. Yes. But I'm also okay with this. I mean, if I really cared enough, I could cut this off here, because it kind of goes all the way in. Cut that off there, paint these trunks blue, paint the cape blue, paint this overtop thing blue, and, and then paint the legs green, paint these boots red. It's all just painting. There's no sculpting that would need to be done. So I know there's gold label of this eventually coming, or at least it was rumored. Maybe that'll be a classic version, or maybe that'll just be this one with a different head sculpt. Now, in McFarlane's probably the latter one, but what are you going to do? Speaking of those, like, waistband, I think this looks good. Very soft plastic. It's sculpted underneath, too, which is kind of cool. On the back, all the paint is carried through, which is always a nice touch. The cape doesn't really have a texture on it. It kind of does a little bit, but it's really soft and pliable, so I'm not really worried about that. And then the pants and boots look great. One thing that I got to mention about this figure that is really cool is these ball joints, while they are still there, he's sculpting in the ball joints or on the ball joint now. So it goes with the articulation a little bit more and the sculpt of the figure. It's not just a big ball in the middle of it, which really, really goes a long way of not breaking up the sculpt. So I can really appreciate that attention to detail. Real quick, I mean, accessory-wise, you can probably guess what it is just based off of the packaging segment. You're just going to get the stand that nobody cares about, and you're going to get the card that I also don't really care about because what am I going to do with the trading cards? I wish that money would go toward interchangeable hands. But I rest my case. So let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. So taking a look at the articulation here, the head's going to go up a little bit, down much further. I mean, I wish it went up a little bit more, but obviously, he's got the big old dome. So side to side and good pivot. So overall, very good. The shoulders will move up, down. They will rotate all the way around. This is very soft plastic, so you don't really got to worry about that. You get the bicep swivel and the double jointed elbows. The joints are a little bit of a different color, but it doesn't bother me. And then you get the wrist swivel and hinge. Still a little bit bulbous, but like I said earlier, I appreciate the fact that he's even trying to sculpt it. You get a double diaphragm joint, which actually crunches forward pretty good on this guy. I mean, it's about time. He crunches back, side to sides, rotate at the top and the bottom. So great articulation there. I was not expecting that. Very happy with that. The hips will move outwards that far, down, crunch forward that much, back, or kick forward and back that much. You do get the rotation in there. Not bad. Come on, McFarlane. You're killing it. You're killing it. Goes double knees, and then the ankle goes up, down. You do get a pivot, and you get a toe crunchy. So all the articulation's actually like damn near perfect on this guy. If it was pinless, I'd have no issues. So very, very happy about that. Again, probably my biggest issue is the fact that he just comes with a grip hand for no reason. But I mean, I guess that could be easily fixed. You just put the hand behind his back, or you find something for him to hold. An Oreo would have been a nice touch. That would have been really cool. If you know, you know. But yeah, my biggest thing though is getting him next to a bunch of Justice League members. So let's go ahead and show him next to a couple. So obviously, I'm not going to do every Justice League member I have. If you want to see them, I did take a picture of it. Go check out my Instagram. But here he is next to the Three Jokers Batman, which I still think is too tall. I just think it's a great looking Batman. It's almost my ideal Batman, but it's just too small or too tall. And then here he is next to Superman, which they look great together. So is it a classic version of any of these characters? Well, Superman's pretty classic, but you know, is it a classic version of these two? No. But did they work good together? Yes. Very big fan of the way that these look together. So I'm very happy to get them on the shelf because, I mean, it's Martian Manhunter. Criminally underrated character in all types of media. So very cool to see him here. So you're probably asking yourself, yo, Ant, what are you thinking of this figure? And I gotta say, I've wanted a Martian Manhunter for a while. I have the DC Universe Classics one. And that one actually is pretty good. But I can't get over those hips, man. When I get to, unfortunately, I don't have it here for comparison, but when I do get my hands on that figure, I might try to do some swaps, put this, you know, but those pants and those shorts and blah, 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 blah. So maybe I'll try to do a little bit of customizing, see if it works. If it's not easy enough, this is fine. I'll wait for a classic one, or if we never get one, this is good enough for me. So, I'm happy with it. I'm a really big fan of Martian Manhunter. I think he's a really, really nerfed and underrated character. So I'm happy to see some representation of him. But if I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a rating, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Fists would have brought it to a 9. And a classic look would have brought it to a 10. Maybe I shouldn't judge it based off of that, because for what it's supposed to be, it is a very good figure. But I really want a classic Martian Manhunter. That's just my opinion, but you can totally disagree. And if you do, let me know down in the comments. And while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I post a lot on there recently, and I have a lot of fun, so I'm sure you will too. Do yourself that favor and me, and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated when you do all that stuff, but I believe I got nothing else to say. So without further ado, let me know. You cop him? I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.